she probably would be more likely to model that behavior.
Okay.
Do you understand?
I think so.
Yeah.
But what do you think is up with this? Okay. So again, there's the wanting to be in charge, wanting to be responsible, and all that, wanting to take that role on, and us kind of, lack of a better word, we're judging her from what she says and what her, we're saying, are you modeling good leadership? Okay, so, which means taking responsibility.
You guys tried talking to her, like, about her issues, just like, just sitting down and just having her just vent and just talk about what happened?
That's the thing. She brings it up, like, wow, that's something you cannot just bring up and just, like, okay, next. But then that's kind of what she did. I'm gonna bring this up, and then like, okay, now I don't want to talk about it.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I think that might be like an attention-seeking behavior. You know what I mean? Like, she could be doing that just so people would pay attention to her, and she might be shutting down. Like, some people, what they do is they'll shut down so that way they can find who really cares enough to want to break down the walls and like really find out. You know what I mean? Like, some people do that, and it's like it's not too uncommon. They do that because I think some people are wary to share what's really going on with them, because a lot of people don't actually care. They just want to know because they're curious. So what she could be doing is, like, she could be building that barrier to see who's willing to like really care and like keep pursuing and like find out what is bothering her so much. Do you think that may be something she's doing?
I never even considered that.
Yeah.
And then if she is doing that, is that something that you think she might be doing consciously, or just as a, because like that's how, if it's consciously, like, wow, that's a lot of thought and and what do you call it, premeditation.
Yeah.
Like me, I'm not smart enough to do that. It's like I'll just do as I go, make stuff up as I go. Like, wow, that's pretty high level stuff. But when you mention that, what I said earlier about her family not being there, I didn't see anything. But now when you mention that, I kind of say, well, maybe what isn't there is just as important as what is there. So yeah, it could be.
And I think, yeah, definitely, like, not having that family social support, I think that could be part of it too. Like, what is her social supports like from what you've observed?
Wow. Well, like I just said, I think it's what isn't there that might be affecting her.
That's what I mean. She might not have social support. So, like, is she friends with the other students in the program?
Not. I mean, on degrees of friends, it would be a very low.
Okay. I see what and then are the other students friends with each other?
I would say more than they are.
They are with her. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of, when she's having a good day, she's kind of fun, and she's cute, and little girly and all that.
When she's having her bad days.
She's having bad days, like, people are like, wow, what a bitch. And,
yeah.
So, yeah.
I think so. She doesn't really have any real close friends in the program.
Now that you mention that, it's like all I've ever heard her talk about outside is her dad and her boyfriend, who I think lives on the beach.
Her boyfriend?
I think so.
Jeez. Okay.
But not. I get the sense that it may not be in the way that you might be thinking. Like, he's homeless, or he's houseless.
Does he choose to be houseless?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he's another one. The Aina will provide and all that, and at some point
she could be getting that from him. Because that sounds pretty similar, and the whole Aina, like, connection to the Aina idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she could be getting that from, or he could be like stoking the fire. You know what I mean? Like he could be. So I think that could be something worth discussing. Is like her relationship with her boyfriend, because like you said, she mostly talks about her boyfriend or her dad, right? Because that's pretty much her social. She doesn't. So I'm trying to get like an environmental perspective on this girl. So it's her. She has her dad. She has her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And they don't go to school, right? These kids, they go to the cuckoo because it's an alternative to school.
It is the school.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, like, it's an alternative to like public school or
Yeah.
whatever, right? So okay,
Yeah.
so that's pretty much where she gets most of her social interaction
Yeah.
because they're there 5 days a week, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm kind of starting to see where this is leading. There's a pattern here. I feel like she doesn't really have a strong social support because you said her relationship with her dad is okay, right?
Yeah.
But it's not good
Yeah.
per se.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's a little leading. Let me.
No.
So-
That is. I would say that's accurate because
Okay.
the way she made it sound was, it's getting better.
Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good thing. That's definitely something you should focus on with her, is trying to improve that relationship with her dad and making it more fulfilling versus just like, you know, just not just like a dad-daughter relationship, but more like actual like interaction. Like, you know, she can like open up to him. You know what I mean? Like a real honest, more emotionally honest relationship. Yeah.
So you think we should contact her dad and kind of bring him into the discussion?
If that's possible, that would definitely help. Yeah, and if she's okay with bringing the boyfriend too, but I mean, you know, it's up to them. We don't want to force them, but if everyone's okay with that, then it'd be much better because if we got her dad and her boyfriend together for a meeting, that'd be phenomenal because that's literally like her whole social support. You know what I mean?
And then we're supposed to be trying to model this behavior to include her peers.
Yeah.
That she should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Common sense.
Yeah. And then but like on top of the modeling the behavior, when we can do like group therapy, possibly, maybe like, we don't want to re-traumatize her, of course, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we if we just like kind of like sit in like a small group of people she trusts,
Yeah.
so it could be like just like, you, boyfriend, dad, her, and then like me facilitating, and then we can like kind of just talk about, or even I don't even have to be like, it could just be you guys, you know what I mean? And it's just like we just sit down and like just have an honest conversation about what's bothering her, like what is making her react in the way she does, you know what I mean? Or like find out more about like what's going on in her head, because I think she probably doesn't talk to too many people like honestly about what's
I
happening.
get that sense.
Yeah, because she doesn't talk to her dad too much, right? Like you said. I mean, she said it's improving, but like it's not to the point where she can just open up to him, right? And then she doesn't talk to any of the students at Kupu, right? She doesn't really talk to the staff there, right? About personal stuff.
Sort of.
Sort of.
Like in individual
Okay.
counseling kind of sessions.
Oh, okay, okay.
Um,
But like it's not anything like real like consistent. Like she doesn't really have someone like she knows she can always go to.
it's
yeah.
like putting out fires.
I see what you mean. It's like different people at different times. Yeah. Okay. Because I think she just needs that consistent social support, and like from that social support, we can also do like the modeling of behaviors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think like she needs like a positive role model. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you said she has no contact with the rest of her family, right?
Yeah. It's very really like incidental. It sounds like.
Oh, I see. And how big is the rest of her family?
Pretty big from
Yeah.
what I understand. Yeah, like 7 or 8 siblings or something.
Wow, and she hasn't talked to any of them.
There's, I mean, yeah, mothers over there, brothers and sisters all over the place. So only her and dad live together. But something you said earlier about that whole thing that's giving me off balance is the past and all that. I don't know what's going on there. And then my thoughts were, I just want to say, look, this is how you're affecting people.
I think though that's good. You,
But
when
I don't want to be, you know.
of course you don't
critical
want
about
to.
it.
Yeah, you don't want to hurt her feelings. But you know, I think it is good to mention like this is like realistically this is how people are feeling about what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's not acceptable. Like you have to make improvements to that. I don't think there's anything wrong with mentioning that. That's like that's pretty reasonable. We're getting a little short on time.
Okay.
So, how do you feel this meeting was?
Well, I have a better sense of what's motivating